Do you know the other people who are out there flying these?
Well, it turns out I own almost all the parts for these.
You do?
So you just about have to know me to fly one.
They're like, have you talked to Brad?
That's right. That's exactly how it works.
How did that happen?
Well, I started buying up parts when I had the opportunity to keep my own in the air, and I just kept buying up parts. And Jane questioned my sanity. She said, "What's your business plan here? You got like 15 customers." Contrary to what they teach you in school, a monopoly is a fantastic business plan.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Who had them before you?
They were spread out all over the place, and we still find little lots of them and buy them up. But it's not just to support the plane, although that's how we support the plane. But it's also to put all the parts in one place so that they don't get just scrapped and lost.
And there's a central locale to find your piece.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you're it.
That's right.
Here in Peru.
Here in
Illinois.
Peru, that's right.
What was the job of this guy when it was needed in World War II?
So it was a torpedo bomber.
Okay.
Designed to carry one 2,000-pound torpedo, but most...
One, you said?
Just one.
Okay.
So I've said a lot of times it's a lot of hardware to drop one torpedo that was probably going to miss.
That most likely would miss.
Most likely would miss.
That's the history, that it missed a lot.
It almost always missed.
I don't know if they probably didn't know that before this was...
You know, I'm sure they were 19. They thought theirs would be the one that hit.
I bet. Have you had the opportunity to meet anyone who's flown these?
Yeah, that's actually been the most rewarding part of owning it, is talking to the crew members and hearing their stories. And over the years, on the door here, we've accumulated all of these signatures of crew members who flew not necessarily this airplane, but TBM Avengers in World War II.
So these weren't, this was not signed then, this was signed now.
Correct. These are all signatures from the 90-year-olds that we've met at air shows. You know,
what is their demeanor and reaction when they show up here?
You know, it's very interesting. Some of them, you know, we offer them all rides. Some of them turn 19 and climb up and want to go. Some of them will have nothing to do with it. It's, you know, that's been by far the most rewarding, and I've, you know, this is just another picture that from the last TBM gathering where we gave a ride to a TBM veteran.
And he wanted in.
He did. He wanted a ride.
And what did he do on this plane?
He was a radio man, I believe.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, one of the worst jobs. But the youngest ones, they're the only ones really that still are around. The pilots are all over 100 now.
Yeah.
So we don't get to visit with them very much anymore.
Jane, can we talk about the Stitch and Chick?
Yeah, sure.
What is that?
It's a business that I do. I cover airplane flight surfaces in fabric. So some of this plane is metal, some of it's covered in fabric. It is not upholstery work on the interior, it is on the exterior, the wings, elevators, ailerons, and rudders.
And so it's not called upholstery work at all,
It is not.
right?
No.
It's the outer layer of some of this plane.
Correct. It's the flight surface. It's what makes the plane be able to fly versus metal. It's just a fabric.
And what fabric is that?
It's a polyester type fabric.
That's not what they used
No,
then.
they used a cotton, linen, or a duck fabric way back when, like even on the Wright Flyer. So they started with that, and then they put some sort of chemical on it to tighten it up and make
to
it
keep
solid.
it tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they painted it like they do this?
Yeah.
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 And do they tell you what kind of fabric you have to use today?
Yes, yes.
They do.
I work specifically with a Polyfiber, is the company, the brand name, and I have to use their fabric and their products on it to make it legal into their STC.
Were there a lot of planes back then that used fabric?
Yes,
Most
all of them had
And
some
are there any
fabric.
today that use fabric?
Yeah, actually there are.
are?
A lot. Most of the planes nowadays are composite. They're made some sort of fiberglass. But there's a plane that I worked on that had a piece of fabric just on the top of their fiberglass wing. So
Yeah.
still doing it.
Everybody's heard of a Cub. Those are fabric.
They are.
Cubs, Citabria, decathlons, or champs, chiefs, yeah.
And is there a life of the fabric? Will it just be like, you're going to need it next year,
They are even saying like up about 40 years.
40 years?
Yeah, if you take care of it, keep it hangered, keep it cleaned, it can last up for about 40 years now. They've been using it. I wanted something to be mine instead of being Mrs. TBM.
Oh, nice.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, we actually needed a rudder recovered, and Brad says, do you want to learn how to do it? And I'm like, I think I could do that. So I went to Oshkosh for a 3-day weekend, learned to do it. The lady said, go home, you can cover whatever you need to cover from now on.
Really?
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
between Brad and Chuck Studer, that was the airport manager here, kept saying, there's nobody that does fabric. There's nobody that does fabric. You could do this, you can make a career. And I'm like, no, you can't make a career.
And here you are.
Here I
Are
am.
you making a career?
Slowly.